Everyone talks about phase, but I know that there's been times when I've found it quite hard to actually hear the difference. This track shows a phase problem really obviously, and you can really hear when you solve it with some tools. In this case, I'm talking about two kick drums at the same time, and what we do to make them sound as good as possible as a pair. Okay, so it sounds pretty good, but there's a distortion kind of noise that's coming after the kick. And it's really obvious if I turn up both kicks. So you can hear that kind of shadow on the kick, and it's the limiter that's having it. And I've got this running here, this other limiter. This isn't doing any limiting, but this is just showing us the waveform combined of those two kicks. So that's what they look like together. The first thing that you would do is you would try and flip the phase of one of the kicks. So I'm just going to do that. I'm going to flip the phase of kick number one. It sounds worse. That kind of nasty noise has gone, but the combined tone of the two kicks playing together doesn't sound good. So flipping the phase is not solving the problem. So we've got some other tools at our disposal. Let's have a look at this one, SSL X Phase. This is pretty cool. So what you can do here is you can change the phase relationship at a particular frequency. Bearing in mind I'm only doing this to one of the kicks, okay? So the other one I've left absolutely alone. So what we can do is slide up and down until it sounds better. Here's one of the kicks. And here's the other one. We've got this on the second. So we're going to change the frequency. So with that engaged, that nasty noise afterwards is gone. We just left with a really solid sounding kick. We had to go all the way down to 45 Hz, at which point the phase is flipped, and that's made it sound better. The other one we can try is looking at stereo width, because this second kick and snare are really, really wide. Okay, so that's the kick and snare channel. You can see how wide the kick is in the low frequencies. So let's narrow that up a bit. So how does it work when we combine the two with that in? That also tiders it up. The last thing we look at is actually are they lined up? And they're not. The bottom kick starts around here and the top kick starts around here. So really, if it's sounding weird, and I caution that, because don't just go ahead and do this if it sounds fine. If it sounds fine, particularly when you focus on the low end, then you don't need to do anything. So what I could probably need to do here is take everything that's there and slide that into time. So we've got a bit of a peak on both of them there, a bit of a trough on both of them there, a bit of a peak on both there, a bit of a trough there. I think that's probably closer lined up. So let's go back. All of my tools are turned off. How does it sound? Sounds better, but it's still a bit crunchy, so oh, you can hear the resonant peak there. I could mess around for hours with this, but the point is, with this particular track, you can really hear the difference that changing the phase makes. So we've tried various things, tried some tools, but the free move was seeing if I could line them up better. It didn't cost anything, no special plugins, no fancy business. I just line up the peaks and the troughs as best I can, and it sounded better for it. But the magic really starts to happen when you've got SSL X Phase, where you can incrementally change the phase, and in this case, you're changing it on a frequency point. As always, trust your